So you've decided to learn Shavian. That's great. Today I'll provide you with a guided tour to help you get started. So here we have the Shavian alphabet. Those 48 symbols aren't just random squiggles. There's an underlying logic to the Shavian alphabet's design. And if you understand what the Shavian alphabet is designed to do and how the letters relate to each other, it becomes easier to remember.
What's that? That ain't proper writing. I can't read that.
The first thing to note is that Shavian is not a new language. The Shavian alphabet is just a different way to write ordinary modern English. But as a writing system, the Shavian alphabet combines a few ideas in one neat package. 3 of these ideas are 1. The alphabetic principle, 2. Shavian is phonemic and not phonetic, 3. The Shavian alphabet is a featural script. I'll go through each of these in turn and explain what they mean. It may come as a surprise to learn, but the Shavian alphabet is an alphabet. I know, right? But it's worth mentioning because Shavian does something quite radical. It restores the alphabetic principle to English. The alphabetic principle means that there's a systematic and predictable relationship between the letters and the spoken language, in this case, English. Conventional English spelling is infamous for breaking this principle all the time. Take the word through, for example. 7 letters for 3 sounds. In Shavian, through is written with 3 letters, 1 for each of the 3 sounds. Th, u. When you first start to learn Shavian, it can take some time to unlearn years of bad habits from using so-called good English spelling. The main thing to get used to is that there are no silent letters. The word right in conventional spelling begins with a W that no English speaker has pronounced for centuries. In Shavian, right begins with the letter raw, which represents the sound. So I, t. The absence of silent letters also means that you only write double letters where a sound is pronounced twice, or at least is pronounced differently. This is pretty rare and usually occurs in compound words like the k sound in bookkeeper. Shavian isn't a full phonetic alphabet. It's phonemic. You may be like everyone's favourite gentleman professor of phonetics, Henry Higgins, and speak of the rain in Spain. Or you may be like everyone's favourite self-motivated flower girl, Eliza Doolittle, and speak of the Rhine in Spine. Unlike the International Phonetic Alphabet, Shavian doesn't aim to capture all the subtle sound differences between accents, especially when these subtle differences don't change the meaning of the word. So in Shavian, both Miss Doolittle and Professor Higgins would spell the word rain the same way. The letter age represents the sound in the middle of the word rain, no matter what your accent. However, Shavian is still capable of representing English with much more precision than conventional spelling. Shavian is a featural alphabet. In featural writing systems, the shape of the letter gives clues to how it is pronounced. Let's take a look. First, we need to draw a few lines for reference. Here's the baseline on which the letters rest, and here's the median line. Most Shavian letters fit between these 2 lines and are called short letters. Some letters are tall and reach above the median line, like the flowers on this violet. Voiceless consonants are tall. Some letters are deep and extend below the baseline, like the roots of the violet. Voiced consonants are deep. For example, take the sounds p as in pin and b as in bell. The p sound is voiceless, meaning you don't use your vocal cords when pronouncing it. The sound is made with your breath and your lips. In Shavian, it is written with the letter peep, which is tall. The b sound is very similar to the p sound, except you also use your vocal cords while pronouncing it. In Shavian, the b sound is written with the letter bib, which is deep. Because the sounds they represent are similar, you can see that the shapes of the letters are similar too, just rotated. The other voiceless consonants are t, as in tan, k, as in key, f, as in fey, th, as in thorn, s, as in sea, sh, as in shy, and ch, as in char. You'll see that their related voice consonants also use similar shapes, just rotated. So d, as in dun, g, as in gill, v, as in vi, th, as in thou, z, as in zoo, j, as in juge, and j, as in joy. There are 4 further letters in Shavian which don't have this close relationship with each other, but which for practicality are written as tall and deep letters. So y, as in yen, w, as in way, as at the end of words like song, and h, as in high. The next big group of letters are the short letters. These letters have no ascenders or descenders, but fit between the baseline and the median line. The liquid consonants ul, as in lamb, and as in row, and 2 nasal consonants as in me, and n, as in now, are short letters. So are the 11 or so basic vowels and the most common diphthongs, that is, sounds combining 2 vowels. I, as in if, e, as in ease, e, as in edge, a, as in aim, a, as in ash, I, as in ice, as in ago, a, as in us, o, as in on, o, as in oath, u, as in oomph, oo, as in ooze, ow, as in out, oi, as in oil, as in arms, and or, as in all. The final set of letters are the compound letters. Most of these are a vowel sound combined with the sound. As in aria, or as in aura, air as in arrow, as in earth, as in array, or at the end of words like builder, ear as in eerie. This is quite a clever idea. In some accents, such as North American accents, people pronounce these R's all the time. In other accents, such as British received pronunciation, Australian and New Zealand accents, people usually drop the R sound, unless it is followed by a vowel. However, the written form is the same for both types of accents. The other 2 compound letters represent some very common combinations of sounds in English. The ear combination at the start of names like Ian or at the end of words like Australia, and the U sound in words like music. So there you have it, the structure of the Shavian alphabet. You won't have learned the Shavian alphabet just by watching this video, but I hope you'll now be able to look at the 48 letters and see the order in them, and not just a jumble of symbols. In future videos, I will go into more depth about each of the letters, and I will look further into the interesting question of accents. Until then, I hope you enjoy exploring the Shavian alphabet.
Oh, it comes from practice, you know.